Cozzolino, para-ice hockey. When I was a kid, I loved hockey. Like, hockey was my true love. I'd spend a full day at school, and then I'd come home and I'd shoot pucks on my driveway for 2-3 hours into the dark at night. So I always loved hockey. We'd put a rink in my backyard, and unfortunately when I was 14, I had a bad spinal cord injury and kind of took that away from me. It was playing hockey actually in a playoff game. I was crossing over the blue line. I went to get the puck on net, so my body was kind of twisted, and I took a funny hit and just went into the boards funny, and I felt a pop in my back, and I just kind of lost feeling from there. So it was a scary moment for sure, and it was a rough time in my life, but I always say everything happens for a reason. Yeah, so I had a fracture to my vertebrae, and it caused some paralysis in my legs, and something that doctors weren't sure if I would get back, and they told me I had a chance of never walking again. They definitely said I wouldn't play hockey again, and so for a while there it was tough. It was tough to get through and to see the light, so to speak, but with a great support system and great friends, great family, I was able to kind of push through, and luckily I found sledge hockey along the way. It was the feeling of being on the ice and scoring goals and that sort of thing that I miss so much, and to have that back. And I always say I'm lucky because I got to experience finding the sport I love twice. A lot of practice with the sled and just making sure my equipment was set up the right way. And it's a tough sport to get the hang of because you're using muscle groups that you don't normally use, right? So it was a lot of training, a lot of work on the ice, and I had a lot of great teammates and friends around me that were able to help me there. I guess 2 years after I started playing, I had made the development team for Canada, so I kind of knew then that I was on the right track, and I mean, I scored on my first shot ever, so that's a good sign, and it was a dream come true to be able to wear the Canada jersey. Obviously, as a Canadian and a hockey player, you want gold. I mean, the two go hand in hand. Hockey in Canada, we want to win gold medals. We want to be the best in the world. So my dream is to have a gold medal around my neck with the Canada jersey on, and just be able to represent my country in the highest place possible. I have a great family who always pushed me. They were really there for me when I had my injury, and afterwards to just help me kind of get on the right path. And I also had a few great coaches that really helped me. One of them, Rick Gates, was the coach when I had my injury, and he kind of helped me through the hospital and just made life easier for me there. And then his wife, Barb Underhill, who's a very good figure skater, kind of helped me get back on skates and kind of just helped me find that love and passion for hockey again, which kind of led me to sledge hockey. When I was young, I loved Joe Sakic. He was always my favorite player, and I always look back on my childhood and think about watching the 2002 Olympics and watching Canada win gold there, and he was a huge part of that team, and I just think that having that legacy was awesome. So I kind of look up to him, and it's sort of why I wear number 19 as well. I think mentally you have to be strong and prepared for anything, and especially in hockey when there's so many ups and downs in a game. I think being mentally strong and in the right space mentally is super important, and I think it's something that can't be overlooked. One message I would get across is just to stay positive. I mean, you never know what can happen, and you won't go anywhere without a positive attitude. So with that, and then the mentality of working hard and never giving up, I think it's tough to stop you, and I think that's something that more people need to approach their issues with, and that's the one message I would get across, is just to never give up and just keep that positive attitude through everything you do. I think as a Paralympian, we have a great opportunity to motivate others and to kind of show them that nobody has it too rough, or just because something happened doesn't mean it's the end of the world. And I think that mentality is super important, not just in sport, but in all aspects of life, and overcoming any sort of adversity. So yeah, if I can help motivate others through sport and through being a Paralympian, then that's my goal.